Summer journeys to Niag'ra and to other places aggravate all our cares. We'll save our fares. I've a cozy little flat in what is known as Old Manhattan. We'll settle down right here in town. We'll have Manhattan, the Bronx and Staten Island too. It's lovely going through the zoo. It's very fancy on old Delancey Street, you know. The subway charms us so when balmy breezes blow to and fro. And tell me what street compares with Mott Street in July. Sweet pushcarts gently gliding by. The great big city's a wondrous toy, just made for a girl and boy. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy. We'll go to Greenwich, where modern men itch to be free. And Bowling Green you'll see with me. We'll bathe at Brighton, the fish you'll frighten when you're in your bathing suit so thin. We'll make the shellfish grin, fin to fin. I'd like to take a sail on Jamaica Bay with you, and fair Canarsi's lakes we'll view. The city's bustle cannot destroy the dreams of a girl and boy. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy. We'll go to Yonkers, where true love conquers in the wilds, and starve together, dear, in Childs. We'll go to Coney and eat bologna on a roll. In Central Park we'll stroll, where our first kiss we stole, soul to soul. Our future babies we'll take to Abbey's Irish Rose. I hope they'll live to see it close. The city's glamour can never spoil the dreams of a boy and Goyle. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy. We'll have Manhattan, the Bronx and Staten Island too. We'll try to cross Fifth Avenue. As black as onyx, we'll find the Bronx Park Express. Our Flatbush flat, I guess, will be a great success, more or less. A short vacation on Inspiration Point we'll spend, and in the station house we'll end. But civic virtue cannot destroy the dreams of a girl and boy. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of That was Manhattan, sometimes known as We'll Have Manhattan. Written by Rodgers and Hart, but made famous by, among others, possibly most, by Ella Fitzgerald. Yay, Ella. And I played that straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play right along with this video. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. In just a moment, I'm going to do a tutorial covering everything I just played, and at the end, I'll do a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. But right now, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you want hundreds more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, check out, each one with a link to its own free video tutorial and play along. Check out our Dropbox, and then come play with us. All right, now, I did not create, this is not an easy song. This is not a beginner song. And I didn't create a simpler version of it, because while I could have, it would have taken so much of the finesse out of it that I didn't think it would be fun. I don't think it'd be fun to play unless you play a, kind of the fancy version. Sorry about that, beginners. Oh well. But this version is not so crazy hard. So if you like it, then work on it. I'm guessing most folks will be able to accommodate it if you put a little work in. It really did not take that much skill. It just has a ton of chords and a ton of chord changes. But none of them are crazy hard. Okay, the intro is simple down the strums. I'm not going to show you how to do that. I used my thumb because I got a thumb pick built into my thumb. So I just used my thumb and went down, but it doesn't matter. I'd say pick a fingernail so it goes down and sounds really smooth. But then after that, the rest of the song, most of it, I didn't worry so much about keeping to a regular pattern. But the emphasis is usually on the downs. We'll have Manhattan. Sorry. We'll have Manhattan. The Bronx and Staten. See, it's the downs. Now you can do it with pauses. You can just do downs if you want, or you can do a lighter up. It's most of the emphasis is on the down. Most of the time. There were times where, like, let's see. Drums are so when balmy breezes blow to and fro. See, that's where the emphasis is, like, on the lyrics. Really, it's where the emphasis goes with the lyrics. Causes the strum to alter, but sorry, I can't give you any cleaner rules than that. Oh well. Let's go over all those chord transitions now. Fortunately, other than the intro has a lot in common with the verses, but then it's 4 verses. By the way, I saw different verses played at different times and different versions. I used some of them from the original 1925, some from Ella, and some from other stuff. I never actually saw all 4 verses played together, but I live outside New York City. I have most of my life, and I love the city. I loved all the mentions and all the different verses. I didn't want to cut any of them out. But you can. That is to say, if you want to play a version of this and it's just too long, then pick your 2 favorite verses. However you like. You could do that. It's perfectly legal to do that. All right. But all of the verses were identical. Just that, the first one has an intro before it starts, and the last one has an outro after it ends. But other than that, the playing, absolutely identical in the 4 verses. So you learn it once, you get to play it 4 times. Great benefit. All right. So, again, just simple down strums. Summer journeys to Niag'ra. So from the F to C7, I just roll my finger. I got my index finger in just about the right place, right? I don't actually pick it up. I roll it. Right? I don't pick it up and drop it back down again. I just roll it over to the C7 and then roll it back. That's the start, right? Summer journeys to Niag'ra and to other places. Aggravate. Now you're putting your middle finger back, same place it was in the Fs, except now you're picking up your index finger. Aggravate all our cares. Now that's how I do this. it's basically you're dropping a D minor. Your middle finger stays exactly where it is. It's anchored to that spot, and you drop a D minor and drop your pinky onto that D minor 7. If that's too hard for you, you can just play a D minor and nobody will notice the difference, but rid all our cares. Okay, now from there, my index finger again is just going to drop flat, and my middle finger is going to move over a tiny bit for that G minor 7. We'll save our, and watch the index finger roll again, fares, and then we do it again. I've a cozy little flat in what is known as Old Manhattan. Now, the last line is different. This time, finally I have to move my index finger over to cover 3 strings. We'll settle, and here's how I do this. Down, because I've already have this here, I just drop this next to it to bar it. And my middle finger to position the rest of the D7. We'll settle down. And then from there, my ring finger is almost in the right place. It just has to move over 1 string, that's it. And my middle finger also moves over 1 string. And there's my G minor. All right, so I have my D7. See, it doesn't actually require that much movement from there. Down, right here in, here goes, down. So that's, you got your C7, right? And then move your index finger over, and you got your G minor 7. And then the way I do it, usually at least, I move my middle finger up 1, I kind of slide it up there and over to cover that C5. Doesn't that sound cool? I like it anyway. We'll have Manhattan. This, I expect, is probably the hardest chord in the song. D diminished 7th. So from an F, I'm barring the 1st fret and dropping 2 more fingers. And that's my D diminished 7th. And then from there, my middle finger's already in the right place. I leave that there and drop the other fingers for a G minor. The Bronx and index finger's in the right place. Staten Island 2. I'm singing it wrong, but we'll have Manhattan. The Bronx and Staten. There we go. Island 2. Okay. And then again from the, you're going from a F to a D diminished 7th again. It's lovely. And now you can do it a variety of ways, but I move my index finger clear back for that C7. It's lovely going through the... Again, I'm using my index finger for the 4th string here of this C augmented, and I use my pinky. You could use your ring finger, but I use my pinky there for that C augmented. So going through the zoo. Now that's the fastest chord transitions, but they're not that hard. From an F, you already have 2 of your fingers down. You drop the rest of the D minor and your pinky. That's your D minor 7. So from F, D minor, and then I'm going to go from that D minor 7 to the G minor 7, exactly like you did in the intro. So, and now here's that roll. Right? All I'm doing, that's the C7, and then a C7 suspended, and back to a C7. So, again. And now the chords are the same in this part of the verse. It's lovely. Oh, sorry. It's very fancy. On old Delancey Street, you know, that's the same as the first line, right? The subway. Now here, you gotta pick them all up and drop them down. I don't have any hints. Sorry, there isn't really any anchor point from there, from F to F minor. That's how I form an F minor. The subway. And again, you have to pick them all up and drop a G minor. Sorry, no hints. Charms me so, when balmy. Now your middle finger is the anchor point. From here, it stays stuck. When balmy. And now you're just going to pick this up, move your index finger over, but again, middle finger stays stuck there. When balmy breezes blow. And now your index finger's in the right place, to and fro. So again, some sweet charms us so. So that that part was hard. That is to say, get to the F minor and the G minor. But then once you're there, index or middle finger is the anchor. When balmy, middle finger stays the anchor. Breezes blow. Now your index finger to and fro. Okay. Now we start over again, and the second half of the verse is a little different. And tell me what street. So here, instead of going to there, I'm doing a D7. So from F, all I do is drop my middle finger flat, bar that second fret, and put my my ring down for the rest of the D7. So, and tell me what street. Okay, now both of my fingers that are already stuck to the ukulele are going to move a tiny bit. They're going to move to the inside strings, right? So that's it. They're on the outside strings now, and they're going to move to the inside strings for the G minor. Compares with Mott Street in June. And here's the first time we see an F suspended fourth. In July. Again, you notice the index finger. All I'm doing is flattening it out, and I'm covering two strings now. So that's still the anchor point there. Sweet pushcarts, again from F to D, diminished seventh. Gently gliding by. I usually use my middle finger because it's nice and strong, and then also I'm going to hang that there and then add the sixth. That's what that is, right? The great... Sorry, wrong one. Ha! And now you can leave your index finger there, barring that whole thing, and move your middle finger over so that it turns into a D7. The great big. So again, you got your C7. I'm dropping middle finger for the C minor. Add my index, and it's a C minor sixth. Keep squeezing hard so you've got this barred G7. Great big cities. Sorry, you got to pick them all up to drop that G minor. Cities a wondrous toy. Again, you got to pick them all up. But I bar the first fret with my index, and then the way my fingers lay, my ring finger fits nicely on that first string, and I give that a little bit of a hang. So, cities a wondrous toy, made for a girl and boy. That's a little bit of a hang, right? I don't actually wait until I play the next till I change chords to play again, but I pause just a bit. Toy, made for a girl and boy, will turn Manhattan into an isle of joy. And then the outro, the only place that's different now, will turn Manhattan into an isle of joy. Okay, so I'm going all the way up to this F6. All you're doing is barring the 5th fret. And then if you do it with your middle finger, which is an easy way to do it because you can squeeze hard with your thumb and get a nice solid ring out of that, then you can use your index finger on the E6. Or, sorry. I usually do it like that, right? So I start out with my middle on this, and then I drop my index and slide it. That's the way I usually do it. You can do it how you like. But hey, that's it. Okay, now I'm going to play slow motion through from the intro through the first verse, and then jump right to the outro, because that's every part of the song. So slow motion, close up on my chord changing hand. Whoop. Here we go. Slow motion. 5, 6, 7, and summer journeys to Niag'ra and to other places aggravate all our cares. We'll save our fares. I've a cozy little flat in what is known as Old Manhattan. We'll settle down right here in town. We'll have Manhattan, the Bronx and Staten Island too. It's lovely going through the zoo. It's very fancy on old Delancey Street, you know. The subway charms us so when balmy breezes blow to and fro. And tell me what street compares with Mott Street in July. Sweet pushcarts gently gliding by. The great big cities, a wondrous toy, just made for a girl and boy. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy. Getting ready for the outro now. We'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy. That's it. See you Wednesday. Bye.